Wouldn't it be lovely to have a nice dry garage? Don't think anything's happening today. Yesterday we had torrential rain for around about 12-14 hours, and that's what we're woken up to this morning. We have got a few little problems down in the passenger footwell. There's a little bit of water down there. I can't quite see where it's coming from, but we've stripped that back and had a look, and I think it's got to be coming from this area here, which has pinholes there, a few at the front there. So I'm not sure whether it's coming from there. And we've been into the boot, which I thought I had just about cracked with the odd leak, and that is pretty bad again. So I'm going to strip this out and have another go at resealing this. Not sure, it's all the way along the back here and down this side. Right, first we're going to attempt this little problem with the fuel being a bit loose. The only way I can see of doing it is loosening this screw here and moving the whole neck into the rubber just a little bit. Let's see if we can tighten up this side a bit where it's quite loose. Right, we'll see if this can fix the problem. That's reasonably loose. Don't think it should have been that loose. And hopefully, nope, no chance of easing it in. Tried easing that together, and I think I've just got to break the seal. That's it. That seemed to go. Oh yeah, that's going in nicely. We'll have a look at the back now as I pull it in. So as I pull that in, rubber compressors, so I'm just going to push that together and tighten it all up. Should have really tried this beforehand, but I've just thought of it. I've just popped a little bit of paper underneath the fuel filler neck. So I'm going to swing around to this side and jug of water. That's quite a rainstorm there. So we should be able to see straight away on the paper if anything's coming in there. And that seems perfectly dry. I have got a little bit here which is underneath the number plate fixing, and a little bit there which is close to under the number plate fixing, with a little trace of a rust mark down here. So I think we'll take the number plate off and reseal those two at the same while we're here. Okay, I'm just going to check this before I start. I can see a little bit of rust mark down below the wiring grommet as well, which is for the number plate lights. So same again, just a little bit of water poured outside. Let's see if there's anything coming through. That's quite a bit of water poured outside. Does look damp underneath that grommet. I think I'm going to have an investigate of that. Right, that's the number plate off. Just got to take these two screws out and we can see what's behind. Okay, I think we need a good clean out on the back of there. And while we're going inside, I found the extra blue connector which runs around this here and ends there. Right, that's what's come out, and it's no under the rust. You can see I've got the boot upside down again, so a good tidy out will be needed after this. This is the bolt for the number plates around, and we'll just have 4 washers on. I'm going to replace them for a nice rubber washer. I'm going to replace one of these with a rubber washer to seal at the back. Just got to put the new grommets in. I have the grommets back here, and of course nothing in there fits these holes. Taking the lock plate off again, and there's quite a bit of water on there, so I'm going to take the hole outside of the lock off and see what's behind there. Here we have the tailgate handle. I've taken that off, and the existing rubber is very perished and non-existent in places, so I'm pretty sure there's a small leak from there. I don't have a new one of them, but I have this off the VW Beetle, so I think I'm just going to cut a new patch out of this bit. That's the old lock cleaned up. It seemed to have been treated with a nice thick coat of under seal all the way around here, over the top of this, and all the way around there. That's one of the old gaskets, and there's the other laid over here just to try and cut a new one out. Spent quite a bit of time cutting the centre out nice and neat. Tiny bit undersized. As you can see, that's what happened when I took the paint off. So when that goes back in, it should sit nice and flush. I think I'll just draw around here now and then trim down a bit more to size. I'll possibly leave a little bit of excess on just to give it a good seal. Now we're all dried off, we can see quite a bit better. We'll have some pinholes down this front corner, and a little bit I think there which might be through. For the moment, a little bit of this. We are going to paint towards spring summer, so this is extremely temporary fix. That's this bit all back together. Sorry I didn't film, but I was losing the light quite quickly. So that bit's got new grommets behind, sealing washers where there wasn't any, it was just metal on metal. All the wiring's redone, nice and neat. We'll have the lock back into place, and I know that looks extremely terrible, but it seems to be nicely sealed. I'm getting the rubber cut, and it's just a fraction big, but it's getting a really nice seal. I've tried it with water and there's nothing getting in. And if we pop to the front of the car, same again, this looks absolutely terrible, but it should be all those pinholes filled, and we've filled this one up next to the screen as well. Once it gets painted, that will be all sanded back, taking all the old metal out and putting new metal in. That's another day spent getting all the little leaks sorted. So I've threatened the car that tedious job, but it's a job that's got to be done. A year or two down the line, if I didn't do it, we would have rusty floor pan, rusty boot, major works. So I know we could get on with a lot bigger jobs and a lot better jobs, but these are the jobs that have to be done. Right, the continuing saga of the water. Cleaned everything off. We have got a few little drips down here. And when I open the boot, we're now faced with this. Just swing it around upside down if I can. All of the seal along the number plate, grommets, everything like that seems to have worked fine. The seal around the fuel seems to work fine. Obviously got something quite major going on in the centre here, and we've got a few little bits down here, but when I have the boot open, I can see the rust all the way along there, and it's very damp inside here. I've got a feeling that this lip of the boot is full of water. When I close after a short while, I'm getting drips from inside the boot along this area here. only place that could be coming in, as far as I'm aware, is the window seal, which we were hoping to leave in till we painted the car, and then obviously take the glass out, put a new seal in. So I don't know whether to go around here with a little bit of silicone and the main seal along the back here, which we have got 2 new ones for, but we haven't gotten around to doing yet. I think it's got to be tailgate off for to get them seals in, because they're all tucked up under hinges all the way along the back. So I'm pretty sure the only way to get new seals in there is for to take the whole tailgate off. Right, I'm beginning to wonder if we bought an absolutely unique classic car. Everybody else on YouTube seems to run and drive and do brakes, bits welding, things like that. Ours seems to have leaks, which nobody else's classic car seems to have on YouTube. So far, new aerial, new seals for the lights, new seals for the reversing lights, all sealed behind number plate, new seal for the lock, even sealed behind the badge. Only thing we haven't done is change the window seal yet, and I've still got little leaks. So it's either down to window seal or the actual bodywork's leaking in somewhere. I'm going to have to keep on chasing this problem, which nobody else seems to do, because I don't want a rotted out boot floor and a rotted out floor pads. Sorry about the little rant, but it just seems one of them obvious things that you've got to do to get your classic car up to spec, so you can leave it out in the rain or take it out in the rain. Or is it that just everybody else garages a classic car and only drives it when it's nice and sunny? No idea. Today is one of them days where I'm looking around the car and just finding problem after problem. So I've spent half an hour going around doing absolutely nothing. I think I'm just going to put the phone down, have myself a cup of coffee, and then get into a nice little easy job, which no doubt on this is going to turn into 3 jobs, but I'll start off with a nice easy job. Right, we're into the engine bay, and looks like a nice simple little job. This is hanging out and just pulling out. As you can see, it's very perished and broken. I have this seal, which is off, I believe, the Rover old door seal, which seems to fit in there quite nicely, and is giving you a nice little lift. This is just an anti-vibration seal for from there to the bonnet. So I think that's our next job. Take the rest of this out, clean up that channel, and get this one in. Right, we've got you set up on the tripod now, so you should be able to see. I'm just using a soft brush just to take out any dust. And not much rust at all back here, a tiny bit this end. Right, I think that's nicely cleaned out, and pretty sure this is off the Rover. I think it was the door seal. As you can see, that's fitted there nice and tight. It is providing a new seal. So I think that'll do the job perfectly. Cut the length, both sides. There we are, all completed, nice and neat. That new seal up there was £7.50 from ENG Classic Parts, but I think the Rover door seal's done quite a good job, so that's that one finished. Just having a look at this 3/4 seal around the bonnet. Very perished all the way around, as you can see. I haven't got any of this lying around. I think it's £10.80 for a new one of these 3/4. Just goes down here, put on the bonnet, and same the other side. I think that might be, we're due to go to the scrapyard for a few bits and pieces, so I might have a look for a piece of that. Not really penny pinching, just seems a lot of money just to seal the bonnet round when you can get a piece from the scrapyard for £1 or £2.
Reckon the number of the beast.
Where's Bracken gone now? There you are. Before I started anything this morning, I gave everything a nice soak in plus gas, all the various bits, all the Jubilee clips, although these ones look new. They've had a plus gas in the bottom of the radiator. I'm going to go for a coolant drain and see what happens. Take the fan belt off, put a new fan belt on, have a quick test of the water pump, etc. Just put the car up on the small ramps just to give us an extra little bit of clearance. I want to slide the way under to catch all the stuff that comes out the radiator. Okay, so far I've loosened this bolt, which was a 7mm, that one which was a 6mm. I have a 1/2 inch to loosen these two, and then a 14mm seems to do the bottom bracket one. Just to loosen the alternator off so I can get the fan belt out. Yeah, definitely need a new one. Just trying to test if the water pump's working, which I'm not convinced. I'll fetch you around this side, you can have a look. I don't know if this is the way to test. Would have presumed with the fan belt disconnected when I spun that, there'll be water flying out of one of the pipes. Pretty sure this one's an Imperial. Very awkward to get into this one with a socket, so we'll use the Imperial screwdriver on this one as well. Right, that's this one all loosened up, ready to come out. A little bit rusty round there. You really want to watch us struggle to get the next one out, where I can only get half a hand in.
Did a leverage on that, just to try and start breaking the seal indefinite. Should be it, I had a crack with the seal. But it's still not open ass. Open a fraction. This is an awkward one.
You have to strip the cylinder head off to get your hand into this.
Seems to be quite a bit of rust coming out of here.
Sorry, you can't see anything, neither can I. I'm doing this all by touch now. That's it, that's moving. Right. I'll let you have a look at the colour of the water coming out of there. Right, radiator cap off. Oh dear. Let's put it up the tripod. So you can get a lovely look in there. Clean as a whistle. Did anticipate this. I've sprayed all of the 4 radiator friction bolts in as well this morning, so I think they're going to have to come off so I can get the bottom hose and give this one a nice flush with plenty of water. Okay, I figured radiator stays first. That's 1/2 inch. Tucked underneath here is 1/2 inch as well, which you can see I'm using me 1/2 inch spanner for, because it looked like it to me. That one's definitely a lot more than 1/2 inch, and the 1/2 inch spanner fits that one. And then I think it's in from the back, and these are all for 1/2 inch, taking them off. Okay, that's the radiator out. And next time I'm being a bit stupid trying to test the water pump at this thermostat that's closed, just please tell us in the comments. Yeah, that seems to be working absolutely fine. Yeah, water pump seems fine, so I don't think I'll replace that at the minute. Right, I've now got good access to get the bottom of the hose off. And that's the sort of thing that's come out. So it gives that a really good flush, I think. Looks a lot better on the back than it does on the front. Okay, I've just got to dispose of this, but I think it'll go in the recycling bin. Okay, so I've running out of daylight today. I don't know what I've actually getting accomplished, but radiator's out. I just put 2 buckets of water through it and it's coming quite clean, so that might save. I have the new thermostat to go in up here, and obviously rinse through the engine, get rid of all the mucky water. I'm trying my hardest not to look around the edges as I'm going. As you can see, there's just bits of wiring everywhere that needs attention, and a great big rat's nest of wiring under there, which goes to this. Now we've got the radiator off, we're just going for the new thermostat and gasket there, which is to take the housing off down here. These have been soaking in plus gas for about a day. If you try that on a mod car, they just seem to be all rusty and stuck. That one has come very free. That's them all loosened off. I've just popped a little bit of cloth up there for to pop the bolts and wash that straight on. Don't really want to drop any of these down at the engine. It's that famous last words. Nope, managed them. Right, just got to break the seal on that, which is going to be, I think that's going to be the awkward bit. Is there any leverage points? Not by the looks of it. Is this one going to be a hit with a hammer? Not sure. Is there an easy way of doing this? I just can't break the seal. There's no little notches anywhere where you can get a lever in. You just keep on tapping around till you can free off. You can't get in this side. Yep, it's stuck solid. Been struggling with that for about 15 minutes now, so I have one of the little removal tools. I've gone to the edge of the bolt and I'm not going really hard, but just hard enough. You're probably all screaming it is now, are you? I think I've moved a tiny bit. Nice and carefully just on the edges there. Like that seemed to move. still hasn't cracked free.
Still not quite.
Someone to free off, I can get this in quite a way around now. So it's got to be frigging off. It definitely moved. But it's still solid. Well, what I've done that is, seems you have to keep a little bit of pressure at the back there, just a little bit, and tap up. That's taken us a long time to get that off. Right. We'll take that old thermostat out and put the new one in. I think that's why it was so difficult to get off. We can see the old mastic or silicone that's chucked in everywhere. All the gaskets off, that was just about all that was left of it. I really need a good clean up now and a flush of the engine. Just going to try a quick test to see what comes out. Yeah, I think I'll run the hose pipe through there for a bit and see if I can get clean water running. Just got the torch so we can have a good look down in here. You can see that. They are not actually sludgy deposits, it's just rust everywhere. I would presume that they've taken the thermostat out because of overheating problems, or possibly because it was stuck and they haven't had a replacement, and then they've obviously just topped the system up with plain water. Not too bad at all. Coming out the face as this all cleaned off, the hardest bit was getting into this little edge where the thermostat sits into, where it was covered in old gasket and silicone and everything, so it's taken us a long time to clean that out. And the new thermostat fits in nicely. This time there's not just a big hole there. I did buy some plastic razor blades for just that kind of job, but they wouldn't go anywhere near it. Don't know if I'm just getting ones that's cheap and nasty, or they're not made for that. They're more for cylinder heads and finer surfaces. But I had to switch back to the Stanley blade. Right, we can see the old temperature sensor in there. I'm not sure whether I'll change it now. I've got the new one, but it's the electrical type that I've got, and this one's obviously not the electrical. I'm not sure whether that thread is the correct thread for that hole there. So I think I'll just leave that in a minute. Maybe the engine wasn't getting warm at all with the having no thermostat in and fan running constantly. Okay, I've run that through the car and up the temperature. Just put everything back together, rough and ready. Filled up the system, and if we'll pop inside now. I've had the car running for a bit. This is just rad flush in. Car appears to be run like a bag of spanners, but as you can see, I have a water temperature gauge. Right, daylight fading fast again, and this is at temperature, so I think I'll wait till tomorrow morning, strip everything back down and flush through the system, put it back together properly, and then we'll go for an antifreeze mix. Water system's going back in place. As you can see, we've got the new fan belt on and all tightened where we had the radiator out. Just getting this all buttoned up now, putting it on loosely first, loose fitting everything, and then we can get it all tightened up with new clips and that. Water system's all put back together. That should be it for that. We'll just run up the temperature and have a quick check for any leaks around any pipes or anything, but I think it's pretty much buttoned up. So that's another job done. Thank you for watching Ruster Road. If you've enjoyed the content so far, please a like and a subscribe would be really helpful. Next week, no doubt I'll be chasing more water leaks around the car and getting on with some other jobs as well.